In this video, I'm going to be working on this old bumper that came off of my 1970 Datsun 521 pickup and turning it from just an old scrappy piece of junk to hopefully a showpiece, or at least close to showpiece bumper. And I'm going to do it all on a budget. I give myself a budget of 50 bucks and using only parts that you can get at local auto parts store or hardware store. So to give you the backstory on this bumper, as you can see, I've already started working on it. It's an old bumper and it was on my old Datsun pickup. I took it off the truck because I have an original bumper for that pickup that I'm going to be putting on there. But the truck is missing the front valance and I'm also missing some of the mounting hardware. So while I get that put together, I figured put this old bumper back on there. The problem was, it was honestly looking like a turd. The paint was chipping off. Whenever it was painted, some of the paint was running. It just didn't really look very good. So I figured, why not restore it? But here's the thing, I'm really not in the mood to be putting a ton of money into this bumper because it's not going to be my forever bumper. Eventually, I do want to switch over to the original bumper or maybe even some other type of setup. So since I don't want to spend a lot of money on it and I do want it to look good, I figured it was time to take it back down to chrome and redo the whole thing and just kind of give it a modern look, which brings us to where we're at now. So real quick, I'm going to go over everything that we've done so far and what my cost has been. And I also ran into a couple problems with the bumper. So let's get started. So to start off, I decided to sand it down using a 60 grit sanding disc. Not too expensive there. And it was doing okay. Some of the paint came off easily, but on some of the spots where it was a little bit more stubborn, I had to go to a grinding disc. And the grinding disc really did the trick. I was able to get the bulk of the paint off relatively quick with the grinding disc. So that was pretty easy. Once we got through the disc and into the chrome itself, then I went ahead and sanded it down with a 80 grit so that I could scuff it up pretty good, because my intentions were to obviously primer it and then paint it. So once I got all the paint removed, underneath was a pretty decent looking chrome bumper. It's not too bad. Some dings, some dents, some a little bit bigger than I was hoping. I kind of ran into a little bit more of an issue, and the biggest one being that the bumper's got a couple of pretty decent sized dents in it. In addition to that, I can see where the bumper was cut and welded. So clearly it's from a wider car and it was shortened to fit this car, which is fine, it looks good, but you can definitely see some of the weld marks. And you can see some of the heat discoloration in the chrome itself. So since it's not my forever bumper and it's got some issues with it, and I was trying to do this on a budget, so I went ahead and did something that would make most car guys cringe, myself included, and that is that I went ahead and put some body filler in there. Yeah, I just went ahead and did some body filler. I know, body filler on a chrome bumper, it just doesn't sound right, I know. But again, like I said, it's a quick fix. I'm trying to do it on a budget, and so I figured just a tiny little bit. Dents aren't huge, so just a little bit just to smooth it out and to clean it up. That did take me over the $50 budget mark, and it's like took me clear over the $50 budget mark, but I figured it was worth it. Put a little bit of effort into it since I am going to paint it and I don't want it to look too bad. So anyway, once that was done, polished it up, cleaned it up, and then went ahead and hit it with the 2-in-1 sandable primer, and that brings us to today where we're at now. It's super smooth. So I'm going to finish sanding it off with the 600 grit and then I'm going to hit it with some black primer. Same thing, fillable sandable primer, only so that I can finish filling in any kind of imperfections that I might have. The reason I'm doing that is because between the two different color primers, I'm hoping that as I sand through the black primer, I'll notice any high or low spots that I may have, and if I have some major issues, then I can go back through and correct them. So hopefully that's not the case, and hopefully I get a nice even coat, or even enough, and then I can go into paint. Hopefully my high and low spots aren't too bad. Alright guys, there it is. It is all sanded down. 600 grit. Did not go with wet sanding. I just went ahead and went with dry. And it is looking really good. I'm just going to wipe it down one more time really quick. And then we're going to go into paint. Alright, so to paint it, I'm going to be going with Rust-Oleum colored chrome. This is a black chrome. But of course, these products never actually come out chrome. If you look at it, it's not really, if the camera would just focus, come on, it's focusing over here in the corner. There it is. It's not actually chrome, and I have used this product before, and it comes out almost kind of gunmetal, like a dark gunmetal kind of chrome, but not really. But either way, it's a good look, so I'm going to go ahead and put a really quick tack coat on this guy, and then I'm going to go with 2 coats, medium, you know, pretty wet, and then just let it sit. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and hit it with 2 coats of the clear coat. And where's my clear coat? There it is. So for the clear coat, I'm going to be using this, it's clear engine enamel. So I'm just hoping that this is going to hold up well to wear and tear of being a bumper. So I'm going to do 3 coats of this actually. I'm going to do a wet sand with 2000 grit to get rid of the orange peel, and then after that I'll go through and polish it. So the clear coat is done. I went ahead and let it sit overnight, so we're roughly at about 24 hours of the clear coat sitting, and so far I have to say that it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I do, however, have a pretty decent amount of orange peel, actually quite a bit of orange peel, so it is going to require a wet sanding. man, this thing is gonna come out really, really nice. I got rid of pretty much all of the orange peel. If you look at it, come on camera, focus. It's pretty smooth all the way through. I got a couple spots where I still have a tiny little bit of orange peel coming through, and I'm just not gonna go any further because there was a couple spots where I ended up going straight through the clear coat, and I had to go through and just basically redo those and fix those spots because I went through the clear coat and into the paint. So this clear coat, it's a little delicate. It was really, really easy to go right through it. Or maybe it's just me. It's probably just me. But either way, it's looking really, really smooth. I'm going to be using this Meguiar's. It is the Professional Fine Cut Cleaner Mirror Glaze. So there's a bunch of different products in this line from Meguiar's, going from light cut to heavy cut. I wasn't really too sure which one to use, to be honest with you guys. This is not, I'm not an expert on any of this, so I just decided to go right in the middle. This is a 5 out of 10. Focus, focus. Come on. Well, there it is. So it's a 5 out of 10 on the cut. Like I said, I don't know which one I was supposed to use, so I just went straight in the middle, and I figure it should be fine. So I'm going to give it a light hand polish with the microfiber applicator. Just give it a quick little polish, and after that I'll go through with the machine. I'll be doing a one with the fine foam. This is a Bauer line from Harbor Freight. They've got 4 different pads. You can start, you go heavy, medium, fine, and then super fine. I'm gonna go with the fine because I don't really want to cut into the clear coat anymore, and I'm afraid that some of the other pads might just cut into a little bit more, and I don't think that I have much room left. So I'm gonna start with the fine, and then I'm gonna go into the ultra fine, and then with the ultra fine I'm gonna finish off with the Meguiar's, come on focus, Ultimate Compound. To be honest with you, I don't know which one I don't know which one's a better one for this application, but we're gonna start with the Mirror Glaze, and then we're gonna finish off with this one and see how it comes out. If it comes out good, then that's all I'm really going for. Definitely clear over 50 bucks now on the budget. We're sitting somewhere around 100 bucks, but still, the way that it's looking for 100 bucks, turning this old bumper into something that I think is gonna look stellar, I'm in for 100 bucks. All right, let's get polishing. So it's done, and I gotta say, I am pretty pleased with the results. A couple spots that I messed up on. There's a couple spots that are not exactly what I wanted it to be, but man, I think overall it looks really good. The color is awesome. The shine on it is stellar. The finish is like glass. It's so smooth. And I'd venture to say that that's borderline professional results right there. So I'm just gonna let it sit here for a little bit and let it cure out in the sun and let that clear coat really harden up. I think I'm gonna put maybe some LED fog lights in there, and then I'm gonna call it. So anyway, thanks for watching the video, guys. Appreciate it. If you liked it, make sure you give it that thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave so that you can keep up on all of the other videos and everything else that we are doing. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.